Hi there guys, thanks for clicking onto my video today. This is Cooking with Sasha China, and today I'm going to show you how I do crispy pork cutlets. So I've got the tripod on obviously. So what you're going to need is some pork chops. What I've done, I've popped them in between two layers of cling film. You're also going to need some Panko breadcrumbs. You're going to need some flour, but keep it in the bag. So flour in a bag. You're going to need some eggs, and also you're going to need your rolling pin as well. And yeah, let's get cooking. Okay, so like I said in the beginning, I've got the pork chops in between two layers of cling film. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure it's sealed around the edges, and you're just going to give it a bit of a whack. So you're going to pound this meat. This is just tenderizing it, so you're just making it a bit like this. So once it's thinner, and you can usually tell, okay, so once you've tenderized the meat, you then peel the first layer of cling film off, which I have done, being careful where it goes because obviously it's touched raw meat. You then want to get some salt, any salt, doesn't matter. Just place it evenly onto the pork chops. More if you like salt, less if you don't like salt, or none if you don't like any salt at all. So once you've done that, you're now going to score the actual pork chops. So I've got some gloves here with me today, because sometimes, so you're literally just going to score the meat, like so. So I'm going to score these, obviously because I find then it helps the flour and the egg just bind into the pork chops. So you're literally just crisscrossing it. Remembering how crisscrossing the meat here. And then you're just going to turn it over and do it on the other side as well. So since I don't really eat a lot of salt in my diet, I'm only going to do the salt on the one side. So then you just turn over the bits of pork, and you're just going to do exactly the same on the other side, scoring the meat in a crisscross fashion. Just so. Okay, so like so. So now I'm just gonna get rid of this glove. Okay, so I've got a different glove on now. So now what you're going to want to do is grab your bag of flour that you had at the beginning. So you're going to pop all your, or I would say do two at a time, pop your meat inside the bag, like so. Righto, so now let's touch it actually. I'm going to do all four in actually. Saves me getting another glove out. I mean, don't get it wrong, like I don't have a problem touching the meat. I just think sometimes it's a bit more. There you go. And so then you can just get rid of that cellophane along with the glove. Straight in the bin. So obviously now we haven't touched any raw meat at all. You're gonna now want to just squeeze the air out of that, and you're just gonna, you just wrap it around your finger, and just get that flour coating all those pork chops. Obviously, ooh, we've got a little bit of spillage of flour. Never mind. So that's gonna coat that nicely. So as you can see, the pork chops are getting nicely coated, and that's what you want. Okay, so once your pork chops are evenly floured, you're going to get a baking tray and crack in 2 eggs. So obviously I've already done that, and then obviously you just whisk it up. I'm just using my cooking chopsticks here to do this, so I find that sometimes it's a lot easier, because if you try to use a fork in a baking tray, I don't know how that's going to plan out. Anyway, so you've got your eggs and they're all beaten up nicely in there. Righto, so now get your other set of gloves that you've got. So let's move that over here. So now we're going to place the pork chops into the egg wash. And as you can see here, if I just can't really show you properly, so they're coated nice and evenly. You're going to pop those into the egg wash like that. So obviously with them being 4, it's going to just fit in perfectly. If you have to move them, move them. Okay, so make sure you just coat them really well now in the egg wash. Try and get it all so it's on there. My chopping board is obviously a little bit wonky because it's making a lot of noise. So once you've got all the pork chops coated in the egg wash, what you're going to want to do is then your tray of Panko breadcrumbs, get that ready. Obviously I've got mine ready on the side waiting to be used. So there we go. So you got your egg wash on all your pork chops. Now get your Panko breadcrumbs. Let's do it this way so then you can see. So I got my Panko breadcrumbs in here. I'm now going to transfer everything onto the Panko breadcrumb sheet. So you're going to take your pork chop, pop them in like that. And you're just going to coat these now. Alright, we'll come back when I've finished coating them. I don't want this video to be too long. Okay, so once you've panko breadcrumbed all the pork chops, you then want to get a pan of oil just over a medium heat. So once that's starting to nicely warm up and everything, you're then going to add, you can then, oh yeah, hello, that's ready. You're then going to transfer the pork chops into the pan. So I'm just going to use some, I don't know what you call these, tinsels, not tinsels, whatever. Going to add these into the pan like that, and you're going to let them just cook off nicely. So obviously the remainder of that you're going to throw away because that has actually touched raw meat. So now all you need to do is literally just let that cook off. So it's going to brown up nicely. So once you've actually done the one side, you cooked it up for 2 minutes, you then flip it over and do the other side as well. So one of the, sorry, I was going to have a drink then, but I realised I'm still recording. So yeah, So obviously you're going to let that cook off a bit more. Yeah. So when we're ready to turn over, I'll come back. Okay, so we're about ready to turn over them. So as you can see, look at that. It's a beautiful crisp. Look at those. So obviously you just need to figure out the best way to position them. There we go. So look at that. So if needs be, add in a bit more oil just to keep it crisping up. Obviously I'm just using some vegetable oil. Just a tiny drop in there. Tiny drop. Just to keep it cooking on the other side. Yeah, so this is looking really good. So this I'm actually prepping for a dinner because next week again I'm on late, so this is going to be tomorrow's night. Actually no, this is going to be tomorrow's lunch. So I'm going to take one of these to work, and also they're going to be for dinner for the next day. But obviously once you've cooked it off, as long as you've eaten it within a certain amount of time, then it's fine. But obviously with me having a day off today, it's just a lot easier to get all my meal prep done and ready, because what I have been doing, last week I didn't get my meal prep done, so I was coming in about 8 o'clock at night and still making dinner for myself and boyfriend, so you don't want to do that. So we're going to keep cooking that, and I'll come back when that's ready to be taken off the heat. Okay, so now these are ready to be taken out the pan, and as you can see, look how beautiful and crispy they are. So, I mean, look, if this was smell-o-vision, you would realise that this smells absolutely divine. So yeah, so what you're going to want to do now is pop them on a plate, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, so now what I've done is, obviously I've popped it on a couple of sheets of kitchen paper onto a plate just to let the rest of the fat drain off. But here you go. You have here your perfect crispy pork cutlets. So thanks for watching my video, guys. If you've liked my videos, please like and subscribe, and obviously if you have any comments, please feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!